Good morning, everyone. I am Elizabeth Williams, and you are looking at live footage of the newest inter-island ferry that will soon be servicing the Trinidad and Tobago Sea Bridge, the A.P.T.James, coming to you live from the Scarborough port. The A.P.T.James will not be docking at the Scarborough port, but will be coming in slightly and then leaving in about 30 minutes towards the Port of Spain port. But at this time, you are viewing live footage of the A.P.T.James coming into the Scarborough port. I am Elizabeth Williams, and I am taking you through this morning's arrival of the A.P.T.James. Members of the media were told we have one particular vantage point, and we are here on the jetty of the Scarborough port awaiting a closer look, and for you guys will be able to get a closer look of the A.P.T.James. Good morning, every one of you. I am Elizabeth Williams, taking you through this morning's proceedings in terms of the arrival of the A.P.T.James, one of the newest faster ferries that will soon be servicing the Trinidad and Tobago Sea Bridge. The vessel will not be docking at the Scarborough port, but will be here for approximately 30 minutes and then will be departing for the Port of Spain port. You are witnessing the arrival of the A.P.T.James, one of the newest fast ferries that will soon be servicing the inter-island sea bridge. So we are hoping that the vessel comes in closer, but you are viewing live footage of the A.P.T.James gently coming into the Scarborough port. I am reporter Elizabeth Williams, taking you through this morning's proceedings. What I can tell you is that this vessel has been named in honor of Mr. A.P.T.James. He was the Tobago Tobago's representative in the Legislative Council of Trinidad and Tobago from 1946 to 1967. Mr. A.P.T. James, the late, was born in Patience Hill in 1901. He was the eldest of his siblings, and he lived there with his mother and obtained his first job cultivating tobacco in the area at a time when tobacco was one of the crops considered to replace sugar as the island's main export crop. It's coming in closer, you guys. You are viewing live footage of the A.P.T. James, one of the newest fast ferries that will be soon servicing the inter-island sea bridge. The vessel has been named the A.P.T. James. In his personal life and political life, A.P.T. James was guided by three principles. Tobago first, when he frequently said in the Legislative Council that was an expression of the view that at home and across the island, all should contribute to the improvement of Tobago. And you're getting a closer look of the A.P.T. James coming to you live at the Scarborough Port. You are seeing live footage of the arrival of the A.P.T. James for the first time in the waters of Trinidad and Tobago, the Scarborough Port to be specific. So this is the first sight of the A.P.T. James. Let me zoom in a bit so that you're able to see it a bit more, a bit closer, you guys. The A.P.T. James, one of the newest inter-island vessels that will soon be servicing the sea bridge. You are seeing live footage of the arrival of the A.P.T. James. As I told you before, the vessel will not be docking at the Scarborough Port, but will be in Tobago's waters for about 30 minutes before departing. You are seeing first sight of the A.P.T. James, one of two inter-island ferries purchased by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. The other one, the Buku Reef, will soon also arrive in Trinidad and Tobago's waters.
Today is in fact a very good day for all of us. In a 10-year period, we have two new vessels contributing to travel. It's good to see.
Just taking you away, Miss Tracy Davidson Celestin, who is the political leader of the People's National Movement. She's also here, inclusive of THA Chief Secretary Ansel Dennis, trying to get some pictures of the vessel, and a number of other THA officials. Members of the media are also here.
Its first stop is Scarborough, passing by to just wave at Tobago on its way.
It's the first stop of the A.P.T.James at the Scarborough port. It's one of 2 inter-island ferries purchased by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. I am Elizabeth Williams, taking you through this morning's proceedings. Some might be wondering, who was Mr. A.P.T.James? Mr. A.P.T.James represented in the Legislative Council of Trinidad and Tobago from 1946 to 1961. He was born in Patience Hill in 1901, and he was the eldest of his siblings. In his personal political life, A.P.T.James was guided by 3 principles. Tobago first, which he frequently said in the Legislative Council was an expression of the view that at home and across the island, all should contribute to the improvement of Trinidad and specifically to Tobago. Of the A.P.T.James coming to you live at the Scarborough port. The A.P.T.James will next journey to Trinidad. Members of the media were informed the vessel will not be docking at the Scarborough port in light of COVID-19 restrictions and will soon be departing for the Port of Spain port, where members of the media and Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan and other officials will be present. When you finish. Candace, come please. You finish? 1 minute.
Hold on. I just realized I do my stand-up with my sunglasses and my mask on.
Hello. So you are looking at live footage of the A.P.T.James dancing in the waters of Scarborough, Tobago. It is one of 2 inter-island ferries purchased by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. The next inter-island ferry is the Buku Reef, and the A.P.T.James will soon be servicing the inter-island sea bridge. I am Elizabeth Williams, taking you through this morning's proceedings. Wash my hands first. Oh my goodness. A.P.T.James, one of two inter-island ferries purchased by the government of Trinidad and Tobago, arrived at the Scarborough port shortly after 10 a.m. One of two inter-island ferries purchased by the government of Trinidad and Tobago arrived at the Scarborough port shortly after 10 a.m. This vessel will soon service one of two inter-island ferries, the A.P.T.James vessel, arrived at the Scarborough port shortly after 10 a.m.
And then I give you a long speech. That's not okay. Long speech.
One of two inter-island ferries, the A.P.T.James, arrived at the Scarborough port shortly after 10 a.m. According to all reports, the vessel will service the sea bridge in the coming days. So you are viewing a live footage of the A.P.T.James arrival at the Scarborough port in Tobago. The 94 the 94-meter high-speed vehicle passenger ferry will carry 926 passengers and 250 cars at a cruising speed of 37.5 knots. It's one of 2 inter-island ferries purchased by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Many might be asking, who was A.P.T. James? Mr. A.P.T. James was born in Patience Hill in 1901. He was the eldest of his siblings and lived there with his mother, and obtained his first job cultivating tobacco in the area at a time when tobacco was one of the crops considered to replace sugar as the island's main export crop. Mr. A.P.T. James, also known as Fargo, was married twice and was the father of 10. To ensure that his children understood the operations of the business, he took them to the shops and made them assist in their operations. You are looking at live footage of the arrival of the A.P.T. James vessel. It's one of 2 inter-island ferries that will soon service the Trinidad and the Tobago Sea Bridge. This vessel can carry 926 passengers and 250 cars. Just now, huh? So you are about to hear from THA Chief Secretary Mr. Ansel Dennis and other officials of the THA who are present here at the Scarborough Port.
Mr. Chief Secretary, this finally passing the table. How do you feel today? Finally get the lead. Well, I feel very good, very excited. I think it's a proud moment for all Tobagonians, not just Tobagonians, but I think for every citizen of this country.
What are your feelings in terms of moving forward, and will any Tobagonians be, like in terms of cleaning services, etc., will any Tobago companies be vested in that?
Of course, there will be opportunities for Tobagonians, whether to work on the vessel or otherwise. But I think more importantly, these vessels coming on stream at this point in time, because of course it's the first of 2 fast ferries. The other one should be here within a month, and at some point in the near future we should have our own cargo vessel as well. So it demonstrates that the central government at this point in time is bent on ensuring that the sea bridge between the 2 islands is predictable and effective and efficient at this point in time. And that will bring a number of opportunities for us here in Tobago. Of course, we can talk tourism, agriculture, and even the opportunity to do business between the 2 islands.
Oh, that cord. Shucks, sorry.
Well, as I said, it's a proud moment. Yes, there were some challenges on the sea bridge in the past, and I think the government did tremendously well over the past few months to ensure that we relieve those challenges. Of course, we had to bring the JDLV on board. Before that, we had the Galleons Passage, which was really a stopgap measure at the point in time. And back in 2017, a commitment was made that we will have 2 new fast ferries, and here is the first one.
Mr. Dennis, have you all been in discussions with the Port Authority to ensure that with these new vessels, the performance and the service for Tobagonians in terms of the sewerage are at optimum?
Excellent question. So the vessels at this point in time will be managed effectively to ensure that we do not have the same issues that we had back then. I think all of us knew the issues that transpired back then were due to a lack of maintenance of the previous vessels, and the government is committed at this point in time to ensuring that these vessels are maintained and to ensure that they are safe from sabotages, that we will have the service of these vessels for many, many years to come.
Mr. Dennis, how do you feel that the vessel was not able to properly dock in Tobago and Tobagonians were not given a chance to go on board it first to, you know, have a little tour and so on?
Well, of course, the vessel is here and it has to go through a number of processes before it is put into service. So I think the fact that it's actually passing in Tobago before it goes to Trinidad to do the necessary says a lot, and I think again it's a proud moment for the people of Tobago to actually be seeing the vessel first, as the first persons in the country to, you know, see the vessel in the flesh.
And how much influence will the PHA have? I know that the port is supposed to go through the privatization process where it's going to be divided up into several companies, but how much power would Tobago House of Assembly have in controlling the sewerage?
Going forward, the THA will be involved in a greater way in the management of the sewerage. Right? That is a commitment from the central government.
Could you tell us a little bit more about what would that look like?
Well, at the level of the management of the vessels, there will be more involvement of the THA. Of course, previously it has been managed by the port. Within recent times, NIPCO has played a tremendous role in that regard. So going forward, there will be greater involvement of the THA.
Any discussion as to what time the ferry will actually be up and running?
No, not as yet. I do not have any information on that, but it will be very soon.
Mr. Celestin.
Of the assembly in the operations of the sewerage include, given that you have a thrust out to be more environmentally conscious, will it also involve the removal of waste from the vessels and recycling of those aspects of waste that can be recycled at the recycling plant at Shuba?
Yes, I'm sure it will involve that. The THA has demonstrated its commitment to that process.
Okay, Mrs. Davidson Celestin, what are your feelings on the arrival of the vessel?
Well, we are very happy, we are very elated, and this is of course a P&M gift to us here in Tobago, the residents of Tobago. For some time now, the People's National Movement has really worked towards ensuring that we revolutionize travel between Trinidad and Tobago, and this is just one such demonstration of what we have been talking about in our platform, that when you have collaboration between central government and the Tobago House of Assembly, all led by People's National Movement administration, there will be greater benefits for us all.
What would you say to those who have the view that the arrival of this new vessel around the time of the THA election is an election ploy?
I would rubbish that statement. I mean, for some time now we have been talking about how we can ensure that Tobago self-determines and that the people are equipped with the necessary resources in order to make that a reality. And so this is just one of those strategic areas that we are delivering on as promised by the P&M central government and the Tobago House of Assembly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just a bank with you.
Yeah.
In all principle,
Tad?
I'm wondering where is Mr.
Which feel asking a hard question.
Yeah.
the fact that
So these are just some of the THA officials that are present here. THA Chief Secretary Ansel Dennis in the middle. We have Finance Secretary Joel Jack, Health Secretary Mrs. Tracy Davidson Celestin, Assistant Secretary Nadine Stewart Phillips, Settlements Secretary Mr. Clarence Jacob, former THA Chief Secretary and Education Secretary Kelvin Charles, and Assistant Secretary Shamari Hector. You are viewing live footage for the first time in Trinidad and Tobago's waters, specifically at the Scarborough port. You are seeing live footage of one of two inter-island ferries, the A.P.T.James. This vessel can carry as the A.P.T.James bids farewell to the people of Tobago and will be on its way to the Port of Spain port. Minister of Works and Transport Rohan Sinanan and other officials will meet and will see the arrival of the A.P.T.James at the Port of Spain port. The vessel can carry 926 passengers, 250 cars. It's one of two inter-island ferries purchased by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. A.P.T.James was Tobago representative in the Legislative Council of Trinidad and Tobago from 1946 to 1967. He was born in Payshonsil in 1901 and he was the eldest of his siblings. He was the father of 10 and was married twice, Fargo, as he was popularly known. To ensure that his children understood the operations of the business, he took them to the shops and made them assist in their operations. The vessel did not dock at the Scarborough port in light of COVID-19 restrictions and is now on its way to the Port of Spain port. the A.P.T.James and departure. The vessel is now on its way to the Port of Spain port. Thank you all so much for viewing.